In the grand tapestry of American history, few figures are as polarizing and enigmatic as Aaron Burr. Known primarily for his infamous duel with Alexander Hamilton, Burr's legacy is often reduced to this tragic event. But behind the myth lies a man of profound influence, ambition, and complexity. His story is not merely one of vengeance and rivalry, it's a saga of power, scandal, revolution, and a quest for identity in a fledgling nation. Today, let's explore the untold narrative of Aaron Burr, the statesman who shaped history far beyond the boundaries of a single shot. Born in 1756, Aaron Burr entered a world rife with political and social unrest. He was the grandson of the famous preacher Jonathan Edwards, a towering figure in early American religious life. His father, a respected minister, passed away when Burr was just 2 years old, leaving him to be raised by his uncle, the prominent politician Jonathan Edwards Jr. This early loss shaped Burr's perspective on power and survival in a world that was far from kind. Despite the turbulence of his early years, Burr was a gifted student. He attended Princeton University, where he impressed professors with his sharp intellect. At a young age, he joined the Continental Army during the American Revolution, where he quickly rose to the rank of lieutenant colonel. His military career provided him with a strong foundation in leadership and strategy, lessons he would carry with him into the cutthroat political world that awaited him. After the Revolutionary War, Burr's ambition found a new outlet in the political arena. He moved to New York, where he became deeply involved in state politics. Burr's charisma and ability to form alliances helped him gain influence quickly. By 1791, he was elected to the U.S. Senate, securing his place among the nation's rising stars. But Burr was no typical politician. While others clung to traditional power structures, he was a master of backroom deals and political maneuvering. He was seen as a man of great charm, able to make friends with those in high places, yet equally skilled in undermining rivals to advance his own agenda. His rise was not without controversy, as many viewed him as opportunistic and self-serving. Despite these criticisms, Burr's political savvy earned him a spot on the national stage. He became vice president under Thomas Jefferson in 1801, a position that at first seemed to promise great influence. However, this office, though prestigious, was one of limited power, and Burr quickly found himself at odds with Jefferson and his administration. The most defining moment in Burr's life, and arguably in American history, came on July 11th, 1804. In a time of political tensions and personal vendettas, Burr faced off against Alexander Hamilton in a duel that would change the course of their lives forever. The rivalry between the two men had been building for years. Hamilton, a Federalist, had been a vocal critic of Burr's political maneuvering, while Burr resented Hamilton's influence over American politics. The conflict came to a head when Hamilton allegedly slandered Burr during the 1804 New York gubernatorial race, damaging Burr's political chances. The challenge to a duel was made, and on that fateful morning, the two men met on the banks of the Hudson River. The duel ended with Hamilton shot and mortally wounded. Burr, though victorious, was left with a shattered reputation. The incident had profound consequences, not only for Burr's career, but for the nation's view of political conduct. The legacy of that duel would haunt Burr for the rest of his life, overshadowing his many accomplishments. After the duel, Burr's political career began to unravel. Though he remained vice president for the remainder of Jefferson's first term, he was increasingly ostracized by the political elite. His reputation was tarnished, and the public began to question his loyalty to the nation. In 1805, Burr's ambitions took a darker turn. He began to hatch a plan that would ultimately seal his fate: the Burr Conspiracy. Burr sought to create an independent empire in the American West, a region still largely underdeveloped and sparsely populated. His plan involved gathering military forces, seizing land, and potentially establishing a separate nation in the Western territories. The conspiracy was discovered in 1807, and Burr was arrested for treason. Despite the evidence against him, Burr was acquitted in a trial presided over by Chief Justice John Marshall. However, the charges and the trial had a lasting impact on his political future. Burr's reputation as a traitor remained, and his career was effectively destroyed. After the acquittal, Burr lived in self-imposed exile, moving between Europe and possibly South America in an attempt to recover from his shattered reputation. His time abroad was marked by a sense of bitterness and frustration. He had once been on the cusp of greatness, only to fall from grace due to political intrigue, personal rivalry, and his own overreaching ambition. In the years following his downfall, Burr tried to regain his political standing, but the stain of his past actions was impossible to erase. He remained an enigmatic figure, neither completely redeemed nor wholly condemned. Burr's name became synonymous with ambition gone awry, a cautionary tale of what happens when power and pride collide. Burr returned to New York, where he lived in relative obscurity. The once proud statesman now spent his final years in isolation, disconnected from the world he had once dominated. In 1836, Aaron Burr died at the age of 80, a man whose life had been defined by ambition, controversy, and tragedy. Though his death marked the end of an era, the story of Aaron Burr lives on as a testament to the complexities of the early American political landscape. He was a man who both shaped and was shaped by the nascent American Republic, a figure whose legacy continues to spark debate, fascination, and reflection. Burr's life challenges us to reconsider the way we view ambition and the pursuit of power. He was a man who sought greatness, but in the end, found only ruin. Yet, perhaps it is in this very paradox that his true legacy lies, reminding us of the fragility of power and the complexities of the human spirit. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life of Aaron Burr. His story is one that serves as a reminder of the high cost of ambition and the shadow cast by political rivalry. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most fascinating and controversial figures, until next time, keep seeking the truth hidden in the footprints of history.